students, I am back with a new topic of atoms and molecules. Today we are discussing about law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion. In ancient time, around 500 BC, an Indian philosopher named Maharishi Kanath, he postulated an interesting fact about matter. You might know that matter is divided into smaller and smaller particles till reaches to a situation when the division is not possible. These indivisible particles are called atoms. The same theory was suggested by Democritus and Leucippus. Democritus called these indivisible particles atoms, which means indivisible. By the end of the 18th century, scientists recognized the difference between elements and compounds using this theory. Antoine L. Lavoisier and Joseph L. Proust established two laws of chemical combination. First one is law of conservation of mass and the second one is law of constant proportions. According to law of conservation of mass, the mass can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transformed from one form to another. Therefore, we can say mass of reactants is equal to mass of products. Do you know what is reactants and what is products? In a chemical reaction, left hand side represents reactants and the right hand side represents products. For example, hydrogen and oxygen combine to form water. Here I am showing a representation of water. So 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. So here you can see left hand side represents reactants and right hand side represents products. Here hydrogen and oxygen combine to form water. That means hydrogen and oxygen are the reactants and water is the product. From this you can say mass of reactants is equal to mass of products. For example, here methane reacts with oxygen, carbon dioxide and water formed. So here methane and oxygen are the reactants and carbon dioxide and water are the products. So here we can write first atomic mass. So carbon, so do you know what is the atomic mass of carbon? Carbon is 12, oxygen is 16 and hydrogen is 1. So we can do left hand side. After that we can verify right hand side with left hand side. So 12 plus atomic mass of carbon is 12 plus hydrogen atomic mass is 1. So here 4 hydrogen. So you have to write 4 into 1 plus 2 O2. So 2 oxygen. So 2 into O2. So 2 into 16. If there is 1 oxygen, you can write simply 16. But here 2 oxygen, that is 2 into 16. So now we can calculate 12 plus 4 ones are 4. So this is 16 plus 2 twos are 4. 4 into 16. 4 into 16 is 64. So 16 plus 64 is 80 gram. Similarly, we can do the right hand side. Here right hand side carbon dioxide and water. So first we can do carbon dioxide. So what is the atomic mass of carbon? Carbon is 12 plus what is the atomic mass of oxygen? 16. But here how many oxygen are present? 2. So 2 into 16 plus water. So what is the atomic mass of hydrogen? 1. So 2 hydrogen. So 2 into, so here 2 hydrogen is there. So 2 into 1 plus how many oxygen? 2 oxygen. So 2 into 16. So 12 plus 32 plus 2 twos are 4 plus 2 into 16, 32. 12 plus 32 is 44 and 4 plus 32 is 36. So when you add 44 plus 36, you will get 80 gram. So here you can see left hand side and right hand side equal. That means we verified the law. So what is the law? According to law of conservation of mass, mass neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. We can try with another example. Law of conservation of mass. Take some sodium sulfate. So what is the chemical formula of sodium sulfate? Na2SO4. Solution in a conical flask and some barium chloride solution in an ignition tube. So here you can see this is the ignition tube. So here we took barium chloride in an ignition tube. Hang the ignition tube in the flask by a thread. See, hang the ignition tube in the flask by a thread and put a cork on the flask. Find the mass of the flask on a balance. Here you can see 300.23 gram. After chemical reaction, you know that sodium sulfate reacts with barium chloride. We get sodium chloride and barium sulfate. Then find the mass of the flask again. So here also you can see there is no change in the mass before the reaction and after the reaction. So it will be seen that sum of masses of the reactants and products are remain unchanged. So we proved in two ways. So sum of the masses of the reactants and products are remain unchanged. Next one is law of constant proportion. According to the law of constant proportion, in a chemical substance, the elements are always present in definite proportion by mass. This is also known as law of definite proportion. We can explain this one with a small example. If you take water from tap or pond, the water will have always 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. You know that mass of oxygen is 16 gram and mass of hydrogen is 2 gram. The ratio of mass of hydrogen to mass of oxygen is 2:16. When we simplify 2:16, we get 1:8. From this you can understand mass of hydrogen to the mass of oxygen is always 1:8 by mass. Correspondingly, we can try with another example, that is ammonia. So here nitrogen and hydrogen are in the ratio of 14:3 by the mass. So whatever the method or the source from which it is obtained, as these two laws are proposed on the basis of laws of chemical combination. The next problem was faced by the scientists to give an appropriate explanation of these two laws. Dalton's theory was based on the laws of chemical combination. So John Dalton's atomic theory provided an explanation for the law of conservation of mass and the law of definite proportions. We can explain Dalton's theory in next session. So I am ending today's session. If you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe.